New Hampshire Speedway at the Resorts and Casino. Justin, what are you expecting to see in this race?
I'm hoping for a lot of side-by-side clean racing. I'm excited. I am back again.
And hopefully back every week, we're hoping.
Hopefully.
And Ma Bear, what are you expecting to see out of this race?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of actual cup drivers driving tonight in both preset and custom. So, I mean, cup league drivers. I don't know what I just said, but anyways. So I'm looking forward to that. I love cup races. So, and New Hampshire is a good track for some action. So, yeah, I'm looking for some action tonight, clean driving. And it
Yes.
is our last development race of the year. So we want to, kick it off with some good racing.
And as Justin was just telling me a little while ago, he thinks it's a very technical track, so you're going to have some skill to get around here. It's a very, very flat track. Stretches aren't that long, and there's no banking in these turns, or if there is, not very much. And in our custom race, we actually have the C.E.O KTatty running, and this is actually his home track, so I think he's going to put a little bit of pressure on these development drivers to see what they can do.
Yeah, that'll be in our next race after this one.
That's correct.
Yeah, so the biggest thing about New Hampshire Motor Speedway, for everybody that's watching and may not know a lot about it, it's not a quote-unquote you need a lot of speed track. Speed does help, but it's more of a technical because there is no banking that helps the car rotate through the corners. So you're relying on a lot of your setups and technical driving like you see in real life with how to get around the track. So I'm very interested to see, because this can be another track where you see a lot of people who sometimes are middle to the end of the pack maybe surprise you, which I'm hoping for.
I agree 100%. And we do
So
have
would you think, that this track for preset where they can't adjust the height, do you know what I mean? Would they have a bit of a disadvantage where they can't adjust the height of their car?
Um, yes and no. So the biggest thing with preset here is knowing that it is going to be tight racing. The biggest thing here is you want to pick a preset that's going to be loose enough, but not too loose, because you have to remember it's 75 laps. There could be a lot of green flag racing, and you are going to burn up that right rear more than any other track on this game. So you have to have a combination of turning ability, some speed, and a preset that's going to allow you not to eat up the tires.
Interesting.
And we
All
do
right.
have an in-race. We do have an in-race reporter tonight. It's Master of Light. You won't be able to hear his voice, but anything he has to say to us, we will gladly pass along to you guys. And yes, who's our first development driver? Do you know that?
Uh, I'm looking for
Tiger
five.
NASCAR 1 actually got the pole.
5 is Mayhem tomorrow. Is he in development?
Yes.
Uh,
So
okay, so
so
he
our
would be, yeah,
so
he
our
would get the
development
points.
pole sitter will actually be Mayhem tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
Tackleberry, is he in Cup? He just popped in here.
Yes, he is.
Okay,
He's
so we
he's
have,
he he is
yeah, I
signed. He's a
invited
shin
Warpig. I
driver.
apologize on air for Warpig. He did put his name down and I missed it. So that's why I'm running a little behind here. I'm kind of... And then Tackleberry, he must have snuck in here, but that's fine if he's in Cup. It's all good. So we're going to go ahead and run this. I'll tell you guys when to join. We have 26 seconds on the clock. Thank you.
So the other thing I think that we should pay close attention to tonight in preset and custom as well, Ma and Pa, is seeing how this is the end of the regular season
Oh shit!
for
Shit! Shit! Shit!
um
Mulberry, you're on air.
Sorry. Oh my God!
did you get the track changed in time?
I at 0.
Uh,
I
Okay, and if there is any of the people out there that's driving that is assigned driver, just remember you're not in here for points. You're just in here just to give more people racing, so it's a bigger field. So please be courteous to the development drivers.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh,
Stop
thank you
laughing.
so
You're gonna
much.
make me laugh.
The in-race reporter saved my
Can we join?
beep.
Can we join?
And we are in the process of loading. You guys can join. Who? I was so focused on War Pig and oh man, tonight. These last weeks, like it seems every Friday I'm like doing something wrong. I'm like, come on, give me a break. So like tonight I'm like, okay, everything's all set, and then last minute people want in, and I get all distracted, and I've got fibro brain, people, you know.
Here we go, folks. And we're off.
All right, here we go. Tigers NASCAR 1. Duck Humor to the lead. Yeah, by the looks of things, we have a lot of signed drivers in here. Country Caliber, Duck Humor, NASCAR, Higgins.
So, I think one of the things you're going to see tonight, too, is I think you're going to see people try and use that high line to get as straight as they can off the corner. Because that's one thing that's going to help.
I love that 42.
So how many laps are in the first stage? 17 laps. And do you think you're going to have to pit in the first stage or no?
So,
Okay.
I really like what Spun Higgins is doing right now. He's entering high, but exiting right on that apron. So he's got his tires right on the line coming off.
Yeah, he's running a lower line than the first place. Yeah.
Correct. So what that's doing is it's giving him clean air on the nose to come, be able to get a run off on the car. Right here, he's gonna have to lift a little.
Yeah, I think he's like maybe trying to figure out how to pass that.
Right. Right.
Nice group of cars tonight again. Thank you everybody for joining in and tuning in on YouTube. We appreciate. Again, this is the last development races of 2020, so we want to make it good.
So, just looking at the front of the field right now, we have one I believe, one development driver who has made their way into the top 5 out of all the veterans in Giggity.
And that is?
Our in-race reporter.
Master of Light, number 24.
I'm really curious about keeping an eye on Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake and I raced a lot in Truck Series. He had to step away. Now he's back in development. He's the type of driver to go silent in the first couple of stages and feel out the field in his car. But then come the third stage, he all of a sudden finds speed and he's up there.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him tonight.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for season 5, I think that was a big thing where only the top 3 were getting stage points. It didn't give everybody, like, if you knew you weren't going to make top 3, you kind of just laid back. What's the point, right? And then
Right.
stage 3 is where you're really pushing yourself. But I've heard, again, through the grapevine, I don't know if it's true, but I hope it is, I'm all excited, that the top 10 will be getting points. So I'm excited for that because I can do top 10. I can't do top 3. So maybe I'll get points. We'll see.
Yeah, so Pi, you're exactly where I was just going to suggest going. I know it's still early, but the 24 has found speed and is working his way through the field. He's making good moves. You know, he's not really cutting anybody's nose off. And this group of 4 cars right here is really battling very nicely. And this is not a track to go 3 wide at. I will suggest that. And I believe the 18 got loose in that battle and either went down pit road or slid down. Yeah, so the 18 is on pit road. So I believe he got loose under the 24, and there was a little bit of slight contact, and he is now on pit road. You know, he is going to go 1 or 2 laps down, but it's better off to go that lap down now than in stage 3, because, you know, if you're the only car a lap down, you're going to just get off pit road as fast as possible. Do not get caught 2 laps down here, because if you get caught 2 laps down here, your race is over.
And I do have to announce something. Unfortunately, Teddy will not be making the custom race.
Oh, that's
so. Yeah, we just announced he would be, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing him on the track tonight. But yeah, he's going to have to back out. He's got other engagements.
So while we finish stage 1, I'm going to keep an eye on the 18 for everybody and kind of give you a play-by-play, because the leaders are behind him a half a straightaway. Now, he does have fresh tires, but that all depends on how the 11 is gonna, how fast the 11 is going. So
5 laps left of stage 1.
So we do have Antonio Pollock on YouTube saying, why is he not in a custom car then? We did ask the development drivers to put themselves into custom cars, and the lead drivers use lead numbers, so the captains would know who are the ones available to be picked. Unfortunately, not everybody's abiding by this request. And I mean, I apologize. It's just too much for me to try to nag and pick at everybody. I've repeated it. Whoever doesn't follow it, to me, it's their loss. Only because if they're not in a custom number, they're probably not going to be looked at to be, you know, for captains. You get my drift?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. At this point, if you're following the rules and you're in a custom car, you know,
good for you.
Let bygones be or, you know, let
bygones.
It go,
yeah.
Because you're being looked at. They may not be looked at. So at this point, it's just like, do you continue the season that you're having and go from there?
2 to go
Yeah.
at the line.
So
Who do you have as your leader right now?
the 11.
The 11 is leader, so that would be Country Caliber. Followed by Duck Humor. And I Spun Higgins, and then we have Master of Lights.
So where did Country start?
I don't know.
He started up there.
So I, as a fellow Giggity driver, have always been very impressed with Country Caliber because he doesn't matter if he starts deep in the field or not. Somehow in stage 1, that guy finds a way to the front of the pack.
So
I don't know
that
how he does
would
it.
be the stage winner was Country Caliber, but the points and stuff will actually go to Master of Lights. He is your development stage winner.
Yeah, and then we'll just have to figure out who's in second and third. That's why I asked the drivers to give clips of all drivers, because since we've been mixing them, like league drivers and development drivers, that's why it's important for us to get the clips with everybody so that we can make sure that the development drivers get their points awarded correctly.
I think Antonio Pollock would be the third one, and I think it was a 97, number 97 in second for development.
So now Mon Pie, I'm sure you guys can agree. Going down pit road as a driver, hopefully they didn't make changes to where they're going to be super loose in this run.
Yeah.
25 laps
Oh,
on stage.
oh
The
no,
first,
number
the driver who started first did not pit, so
Yeah, that's super fast.
that's
420.
going to stack up the field a lot. He is on old tires. These guys are going to have to try to work around him, so these
I
drivers
think he
on fresh
was,
tires need to be patient.
I think
Do
he
not rough
was
him up.
actually our stage 1. I think he was the one that came in second place behind Master of Light and in front of Antonio Pollock.
So I don't know if you just caught that on the broadcast, but at that takeoff, that number 4 there, it looked like maybe he missed shift or something, and that was what caused that whole group of.
I think it was a combination of a misshift and the inside line really stacked up,
but
and
very
he kind
good
of got
job at
shuffled
keeping
out.
it for everyone because
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have a caution. Well, I don't think there is cautions here, so no, never mind. League cautions, development, no cautions. So it would have ruined somebody's race for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. He did a good job at when he went up towards the wall. He went up towards the wall, and everybody
stayed.
else managed to get around him. So it
That was
sounds to me like we
wide almost.
have quite the battle going on up front right now.
Well,
We also have battle with the 4, the 24, and the 42.
Yeah.
Those 3 seem to.
I'm actually on board with pro_75, which seems as being really, really aggressive. He's sort of roughing a lot of them up going into the turns. I think he's just entering too fast, where it's a flat track and I don't know, very technical track, like Justin was saying.
I think the other thing too is he may be a little upset about what happened last stage. You know, he may be driving with a little more feelings than he should be right now in stage 2.
But in here, these guys are all told beforehand, do not take aggression out on the track because it is not tolerated.
Right.
So, Pro 75, if you have a way of hearing this broadcast out there, please calm it down.
So,
and And Duck Humor, you were told, we were asked by Master of Lights to put an apology out there to you.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
look
he didn't
on
mean to hit him.
He had,
look in sixth place right now. Just last stage, the car in sixth place, the number 9 Shake and Bake, was
Yes.
third to last. So this is exactly what I mean. He took stage 1, how everybody was going to race. Now he's slowly picking them off one by one.
I think he came in second, didn't he? I think Country Caliber actually got the stage there. Ooh, Antonio Paulus just hit the wall.
Yep.
And that's a very good driver. I mean, he came a long
Oh.
way since he
Yo.
started development. It's just
Definitely.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Development this season has tons and tons and tons of good talent. It's got to be hard being a team owner because you're trying to choose from already signed drivers who are looking to stay signed, you know, that have maybe been in a couple of different teams back and forth. But at the same time, you're also looking at the new and upcoming talent in Giggity because it's, you know, it's hard because, you know, you want to have a fresh face on your team because you don't know what they can bring to the table. But at the same time, it's like, do I take a veteran driver? So
Right.
I use the analogy of like Hendrick Motorsports, for example. You know, before Jimmy Johnson retired, you know, and every time a ride came available, they had to decide, do I take a veteran driver or do I take a new driver? So a lot of team owners are really stirring right now and saying, what do I do? You know,
Yeah, because there is a lot of the development drivers out here that are good enough and that should actually be signed to a ride.
right.
Like
And
in,
some of them may well be, and I mean, we don't know who everybody signed for next season either. Because it hasn't started, we're not putting it all out there. Obviously, some have been signed and they know because they're already on the next year team's chat. But I am still looking forward to season 6. I'm so excited. It's going to be a new format, new points, you know, settings and stuff like that. And I'm really excited to see. And I seen the tracks we're running. There will be no Canadian Tire. I think that will be for the first time.
but that
There will be Watkins Glen and the Indy Roval, which
That
I can deal with.
that in my eyes is a bad thing. I love the Canadian Tire track.
I'd love it too, but after last Friday, I had the absolutely wrong setup. I've never been so embarrassed in my life running a race as I did at Canadian Tire. I think I must have made a bump in every single driver on that track. So yeah, I almost quit because I just was so embarrassed of how I was driving. It was horrible.
And the other thing too is it's in the next 2 weeks. A lot of the besides Giggity, obviously, like you said tonight, you know, this is Giggity's like last full time or like regular season race. So
Well, no, they'll be back in January to finish off season 5.
right,
This is just the last race until January 8th.
Right.
Because they are
Right.
getting 2 weeks off for development.
right. The biggest thing too is with development having 2 weeks off now, they're going. I highly suggest to anybody in development, you know, don't take those 2 weeks off and just sleep on it. You know, look at your next track, get some good practice in, but at the same time, watch the broadcasts from all the other series because you could be in those cars or a truck next season and you can use some pointers, which I can't wait until playoffs. I think we can all agree I'm excited for playoffs because I am ready to see some battles for some championships this season.
And
Yeah, it's
Ma Bear,
definitely
don't
good.
look back at Canadian Tire and be so hard on yourself. You know that you had some changes given to you for the setup, and you would put them in. You didn't have time to test it, so you were out there blind. Same as me when I did Bristol. I did horribly. 2 laps down, uh, in 12th place. I had the wrong setup in my truck, so it was garbage. But if I had the right setup in my truck, I had a top 5 truck.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's unfortunate.
it
When
happens.
I know.
So I like the line that I spun Higgins is running, but I think as this is going on longer, he needs to experiment with the high line because the 42 just went by him because the 42 in the long run has committed to that higher lane. So he's able to get a run coming off the corners and make the car as straight as possible coming down the
Yeah, I'm
straightaways.
actually
So
on the 42 now, so
running the bottom is great in the first beginning of the run when you're trying to make those passes. You have fresh tires, but as the run goes on, you really need to venture up further in the track. Um, so it's going to be definitely one thing to watch in stage 3 and in customs because you've got to. This is one of the tracks where you have to search around. Think of the track as having PJ1 on the track. You know, look at the lines that have PJ1 and try to use that in your head.
So how many laps remaining in stage 2? Coming to 5 laps to go.
and
Well, I
believe
think it is time for Ma Bear. Facts, fun facts with Ma Bear. Okay, I found this
Yay!
fact, and this is very, whatever. So in 2008, 2 Virginia sisters found a cornflake. That's right, a cornflake, a cereal. Yeah, that was shaped like the state of Illinois. And they sold it on eBay for $1,350. Okay, like, I don't know. Like, give me a cornflake, I'll chew on it a little bit, and I'll make it look like something if you're going to pay me that kind of money. Yeah, so Monty Kerr, the owner of a trivia website from Austin, Texas, was the buyer. He explained that he wanted a special piece of cereal for his traveling museum. He said, quote, "We started a collection of pop culture and Americana items." He told the Associated Press, "We thought this was a fantastic one." So, suckers, all I have to say. So, yeah, here's your fun fact from Mom there.
I have breaking news. It looks like the 9 car is having car troubles. He is currently on pit road, not moving.
That's shaking it. I see that. Yeah.
so.
So we coming to, I think it's 2 laps to go now. Second place is having a heated battle for second in the stage. I mean, these 4 drivers are really, like, coming through. But Mayhem Tomorrow has driven through this field up to 4th place.
He is the first development driver in this stage, and Master of Light is too, and I believe.
And one thing I'm going to keep an eye out come stage 3, if he can tune his car a little bit more, I think he can run with Country Caliber, but it's definitely going to be something to watch for sure.
Oh,
and he gets loose off turn 4.
Went low in the wall,
That's
and
Mayhem Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit loose coming off the corner.
Yeah. Well, that is the end of stage 2. These guys are going to get new tires and make
And it
the
looks like
changes.
Harvick Pollock spun coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, so it would be Mayhem Tomorrow, Master of Lights, and I'm not sure who was the third development driver.
One driver, one driver that I'm curious about that hasn't really made much noise tonight is Tackleberry.
Yeah, he was just up. He was just up there battling with Master of Light. Tackleberry, he's actually a very good driver. He signed with Shin Motorsports.
Yeah, That's why I'm saying I'm very curious because maybe he's just having fun racing and really giving the development guys some space. But
Well,
I
he
thought he was going to be up there.
well he may have been too. I mean, I did announce just before the race that if anybody was listening, don't
Right.
wreck the development drivers.
So let's see if anybody has anything for Country Caliber here.
So here
And
we have the
Tackleberry's
stage
actually a
3.
very respectable driver too.
Right.
So 27 laps in stage 3. Off to a good start.
So what these drivers have to do now is, yes, we're in stage 3. Yes, there's only 27 laps. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. Continue doing what you were doing. Do not push the envelope. Ma Bear, I think you need to give a warning to the 29. He is
Yeah, he's
wall
pretty
popping
really
on
aggressive.
the turns, and he's being super aggressive right now.
Yeah.
Oh, 29. Okay, that would be nervous.
So yeah, we have quite the battle, Pa Bear, at the field right now for second place.
Yeah.
But these drivers have to realize battling each other is not going to help you catch country.
Nope.
Get single file, help each other draft down the straightaways. Don't be pushing on each other. Like, all that's doing is that's giving Country Caliber the chance to drive away.
Yep, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, we can feel the anticipation. From
Yeah,
the
so
track.
what a lot of people watching can't hear right now is there are some drivers who are getting very, very aggressive and making other competitors very upset right now.
I am on with the 29, and I haven't seen anything so far that I think is being reckless or anything like that. I know he did get wall banged or door banged, I should say, a little bit here in the last turn, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on him. But so far, Harvard Pollock, I see, is doing good. He's just, I think, trying to give it his best, especially where he's got lead drivers.
And the other thing too is he's the first actual development driver. So these cup guys have to cut him a break.
Yeah.
You know, he is a development driver. He's racing for points.
Him. Like,
he's not right. So they're not racing for points. He is.
Yeah.
Don't use him up.
Yeah.
The cup guys have
3 wide.
Right. The cup guys have to understand. Like, he's racing for a win. He's racing for points. Like, everybody needs to calm down.
I think he should get out of the middle lane because they keep taking him 3 wide. And I know, because it used to happen to me a lot, it is not a good place to be.
Absolutely.
Either go low or go high. It is the safest place to be. Because it would happen to me so often. I'd be in the middle lane, they'd take me 3 wide, and then they door bang, and then everybody gets loose, and then they blame it on you, right? Ma Bear, what are you doing? It's like, okay.
So the biggest thing for these drivers in the front right now, like the 47, the 42, and the 16, I would keep a very close eye on the 18. They've been hearing us say that he's not using his best judgment when driving. Don't cause a wreck, because there is a huge pack of cars right now, and causing a wreck is just going to ruin everybody's race.
True.
And this is especially coming from somebody like in trucks where sometimes I don't make the smartest moves, but it's going
Or why?
it's not working out right now. Like,
He actually, hold it, calm down. He actually got hit by, Antonio Pollock, which drove him up into you. Calm down, or this will be your last in-race reporter. Oh, don't matter. We can, and we're having a hard time broadcasting with you yelling.
so
Okay, so moving on, I'm looking at the 42, and it keeps reminding me that Kyle Larson will actually be back next season in the number 5 car, and I'm so excited about that.
I'm very excited about that. Like, I'm very curious to see what he's going to bring to Hendrick Motorsports
Yeah.
in a time of, Hendrick Motorsports there's no more veteran drivers. That is what, quote unquote, a new team. Like, yeah, you have Chase Elliott who just won the championship, but in past, you win a championship and then you amount to nothing in the next season.
Yeah, Chase Elliott is Paul Bear's favorite, and I'm so
Right.
glad that he won. It was so, I think I cried when I watched it. It was so good. But Kyle Larson is my guy. I was so upset when he got kicked out of it, for what he said. So, yeah, I am so excited I'm looking forward to see him back on there.
Absolutely. I'm curious because now he's going to be the veteran of Hendrick in reality. And I'm curious to see what Alex Bowman is going to do in the 48.
Yeah, me too, actually.
When you take over the 88, you took over a big name.
Yes.
So he took it like a man, being in his late 20s, and said, "Hey, I'm willing to take this car," knowing who drove it, and he managed to make everybody realize that he meant to be there because he won races in that car. But that doesn't add up to taking over the 48. Like, you are taking
he should have
over.
retired the 48 number.
You are taking over a number and a legacy of 7 championships.
And that's why I think he should have
huge.
retired the number.
And
Right.
Superfast had just went a lap down on the track.
Well,
Hit the wall, he's spinning sideways.
Battling it out
Yeah,
there.
I'm watching that right now. That is a real.
And there's a wreck. The 73.
Yep, 73 goes around.
I didn't
Did
see
he take
exactly
anybody
what
out with
caused
him?
that. I don't think so.
No,
I
it was
think they were able
Superfast.
to keep it. They looked like they were able to keep it straight.
I was on him. It was Superfast 420 spun.
Okay.
So I think right now, for the quote-unquote win of the race, I believe Harvick and Master of Light are battling for that, or is the 47 in front of them? So right now, how many laps are left? Oh, Harvick goes around and takes the 47 with him.
Oh no.
So that right there, so all Master of Light needs to do right here is focus. He is the first development driver, so he's going to get the win with Harvick just spinning out and taking the 47 with him.
That's unfortunate.
So he just needs, right, and that's unfortunate. But he just needs to run his own race. He's in the best spot right now. He is around, because I believe everybody in front of him, quote me if I'm wrong, is all signed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I mean, even for Harvick, it's not over till it's over. So,
right.
Even if he's, and see, the 47, 53 out of commission. I was just going to say, don't give up. Even if he crashed, he can still...
Well, I believe Harvick Pollock parked it on pit road for the night.
Oh,
so,
no.
The biggest advice that I can give to the 24 right now is back off. Do not battle these guys around you. Just manage the distance. Let them go. There's nobody else in development around you that is battling you for the win. Do not push the buttons of the cup drivers. Just let them go. It's not.
Yeah.
You're
And
already
it's
going for the
unfortunate.
win.
Yeah, engine problems for
Right.
number 29 has parked himself.
Just. And I think, Ma and Pa and myself, we've all been in the situation before where, we get into these races with other guys and, we want to show that we can beat them. But this is one of the tracks where one mistake could cost you anything. I mean, look what just happened to Harvick. Look what happened to the 47. They were up there battling and,
Yeah.
unfortunately now they're out of the equation. So the 24 just needs to cool it. Just
And all I
run
want
these
to
last
say
8 laps.
is also like anybody that is on pit road that had engine problems. Hopefully, it's not that anybody quit. Like, don't ever quit a race.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
And don't get discouraged. You pick yourself up and keep going. I've done so, and sometimes it works out. You're not. Even at Canadian Tire, where I said I had my bad setup and I wanted to quit. I was like last spot, and I got myself up to 7th, and I was like, wow, but then I ended up actually at the last
right.
spot. But
And the other thing too is, even if you did quit, don't be upset. The other thing too is be proud of yourself. We talk about Giggity and we talk about signed drivers and everything else. But they race with a huge amount of people each week. They're racing with truck guys, they're racing with Xfinity guys, they're racing with Cup guys. Tonight is the biggest thing, for Harvick and all those guys. Be proud. You were up there racing with the cream of the crop of Giggity. These guys are in Cup.
Remaining in stage 3.
Yeah.
These guys are in Cup because of a reason.
If I was a development driver, I would feel a little overwhelmed. I would feel a little bit overtaken by all these elite drivers. So I understand, I think, how some of them must feel.
Right. So I think Pa Bear said 3 laps to go.
It'll be
It's
3 at
probably
the line
3 by
here,
now,
I think.
yeah.
So I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say Country Caliber is going to win the race, quote unquote.
But it will actually be Master of Lights will actually be the race winner.
We still have 2 laps to go.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in 2 laps.
But there's the other developments.
Don't
I think
we don't want to jinx it.
There's
right, don't jinx it, Pa Bear. We know what happens in the past.
Okay, guys, what did we say? We're talking over each other. Come on, guys. Get this thing straightened out. Super Fast, I believe, is down 2 laps. And other than that, I think we only have 1 development driver left in there other than Master of Lights. And I'm not even sure if they're on the lead lap.
I believe most of the drivers are on the lead lap. I don't believe Country has lapped that many cars other than the ones that have spun out.
Yeah, and the white flag is
This
out.
is your last lap. So coming through turns 3 and 4, Master of Light 24 is your leader of the development drivers, and he will take the win. So Country Caliber, Duck Humor, NASCAR, I believe. Not sure who's in 4th. And then we have Master of Light.
Can't wait for Custom because we had battling here. I can only imagine what's going to happen in Custom.
Mm-hmm. You read
I
my
am
mind.
I'm sitting here oh my god.
So after this is over, Master of Light, if you want to take yourself off of Do Not Allow, because we already got you in here, we'll do your interview, and while Malbear sets up the other lobby.
Let's grab Country too. I have a couple of questions for Country.
Can you invite him up, Ma Bear?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat too, but my screen on my phone is fuzzy, so I can't really see what's being said.
There we go.
So it looks like we got word in the chat that Shake and Bake actually lagged out of that race.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. So, Master of Light, congratulations on your win.
Oh my god, I'm crying right now. You have no idea.
Yeah, congratulations, man. It's a good
This is
day.
emotional for me. Like, I apologize for my temper on my own broadcast. I feel like an idiot. But,
Well, it was a good
it's
job.
emotional
racing.
win. I mean, this is hard. Like, oh my gosh. Crying right now.
Country Caliber, good win, man. You were the class of the field out there tonight. Did you think anybody else had anything for you?
I mean, there's definitely guys who you would expect to be up there battling for the lead. You know, the four, Duck Humor, Higgins, Tackleberry, Tiger. But I was surprised about how good I ran because New Hampshire's not one of my better tracks. So I only ran the race just to get, try to figure out a setup to run because our cup race will be here in about 2 weeks. So, but I enjoyed it though. It was fun.
Well, I think you found your setup.
I don't know.
You might have.
It wasn't perfect, but it was
Good
fast.
practice run, though, eh?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I still gotta try to figure out something a little bit better because it was definitely not a long run setup, but it would take off pretty fast. And once I got away, everybody just started battling for second place, and I got away.
Justin had a few questions for
Yes,
you.
he did.
So
Take
take
it
it
away,
away,
Justin.
Yeah, so the one thing that I was watching there is obviously, were you nervous about a certain driver if they could have broken away from that kind of second through fifth place battle that you may have been worried about that could have caught you?
I mean, as the race went on, I mean, as you put adjustments in your car, I thought the 42 and the 4 was probably the two I worried about the most, but mainly because they out qualified me. I qualified third. They were better than me in qualifying, so I thought they got their adjustments in and they got away from the mess behind. Maybe they would be able to catch me, but I guess they used their tires up trying to get by all those other guys, so it worked out.
And one last question is, as Giggity, now that we're a little more than halfway through the year, do you have any words of advice for the regular drivers in development that they can take and kind of apply to, this track or races coming up?
I guess just practice a lot more. I mean, I've been in a couple of different leagues, and I've never really been not competitive, mainly because I just never knew how to set up a car, mainly on preset, like what to do with your tire pressure, what to do with your wedge. So I struggled and kind of like speed in other leagues, but I started to get better, and now I feel like luckily I'm able to run up front more here in Giggity,
all right.
which is practice.
Do you have anything you want to ask?
That was an awesome race.
No, I'm good.
No, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Again, congratulations. And also congratulations, excuse me, to Master of Light, who won first place as the development. We'll award the points to him, and congratulations to the second and third spot. Obviously, everybody in development that ran. It was a good race. People out there on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Don't go far. We'll be right back with the custom again at New Hampshire. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Happy Friday, and have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.